Hello everybody, my name is Benjamin Bloom. This is the Benjamin Bloom Football Channel. Please leave your bias at the door and join us for Championship Round 13 review, Part 2. We are looking at the 5 games played last night, Wednesday night. We already looked at the 7 games played on Tuesday night. If you're interested in a match there, go and check that video out and then of course come back to this one. But we will be looking at last night, Wednesday night's fixtures, of which there were 5. And we will do that in just a second. Those are our results. But first of all, we will just say thank you to our fan sponsor, Russ Peake, a fan and now a friend despite Ben's terrible taste in football teams. Thank you, Russ, for the sponsorship. You too can get involved in supporting the channel over on Patreon, patreon.com/Benjamin Bloom. Here are our results from the 5 games played last night. We had 2 7 PMs, the top 2 there, and those bottom 3 are 7:45s. It was Millwall 1, Reading 1, Middlesbrough 3, Derby County 0, Coventry 1, Cardiff City 0, Swansea 1, Sheffield Wednesday 1, Bristol City 0, Watford 0. As ever, we'll go through all 5 games, have a look at the goals and the narratives surrounding all of those matches. First of all is Bristol City 0, Watford 0. Excuse me. Even the mere mention of it made me cough. It's not recurring, by the way. And that was our watch-along match last night, wasn't it? Thank you for those people who joined us and maybe grinned and bared it at times. Wasn't the most entertaining game. It was a lot better than Birmingham v Coventry, which was the Friday night watch-along, which was 0-0, which kind of deteriorated into loads of mistakes and no attacking. This one, a little bit better, let's just say. Let's go for the Bristol City team. They are short on centre halves, aren't they? No Callas in this lineup. Obviously, Mawson off for surgery as well. So Bentley, Rowe, Moore, Viner. Hunt is the captain then, and De Silva is the other wing back. Naj, Patterson, O'Dowda, with Jeju and Semenyo starting up front. Obviously, Dean Holden acutely aware of the 9-game run in 5 weeks we're playing, and both Naki Wells and Chris Martin on the bench there. Brunt, Masengo. Otherwise, a couple of youngsters and the new free agent, Adrian Mariappa, an ex-Watford player, joining there. For Watford, Foster in goal and Gakia, Kabasele, Cathcart, Firmino across the back. So Wilmot and Ekong rested. He continues to rotate those centre-backs. That formation is not really correct. It was Chalobah sitting in central midfield with Garner and Keener in front of him. Sarr off to the right. Gray or in the centre. João Pedro to the left, but often he would drop a little bit deeper into the number 10 position. We have talked about the embarrassment of riches that Watford do have in the striking positions. Those 4 strikers there. Deeney, Gray, João Pedro and Sarr. But no goals for Watford last night. Here are the chances in this game. You can see Patterson has cut that back to Semenyo. Can he slide that through the gap into Foster's left? No. Technique just lets him down and he puts that one over the crossbar. This is probably the biggest chance of the game. Maybe, certainly the biggest chance Watford have. Free kick goes in. Takes a bit of a deflection as it's going across. It's arriving firm and fast for Craig Cathcart on the far post. Can't get the header on target. The speed makes it a reasonably difficult chance, but given the proximity to the goal, the fact that he's a centre-half used to heading the ball, he'll probably think that is a huge chance. Hits the side. Netting, look at that. Semenyo has beaten, is it Kabasele or is it Ngakia pass to get into the box there. And look, it's a straightforward, you would think, little put across the box there. I think Jeju's just about onside as he passed. But Ben Foster, the cycling goalkeeper, is going to flip out his left foot and just get a little touch on that, which diverts the ball, ends up going through Jeju's legs, who's just stretching out to put it in the goal. Oh, big, close call there for Bristol City. And Semenyo, again, who had a good second half, beats his man That is Ngakia. He's definitely beaten that time. I think it was Cavassaglio the first time. But he's closed down. They narrow the angle, and that is going to go wide of the far post from Semenyo. The youngster, there is Keener. It's opened up. It's a good position. Look, a lot of pressure on the shooter is that Naj coming in from the side, and he hits it straight. It's really hard, but straight down Bentley's throat, tips it over the bar. So there's the tail of the tape there. 64% possession for Watford, but 9 shots to 7 in Bristol City's favour. 2 shots to 1 on target. 2 big chances apiece. An even game. A draw. Neither side will be too gutted given their chances they didn't win. Neither side would be too gutted that they didn't lose. We move on. 3rd against 5th. Take a point, a clean sheet, that logic. And both very competitive. Look at the table there. 24 points for Bristol City from the 13. Watford, 23. If you play the home and away game, I guess you'd say Bristol City are at home there and with Semenyo's good second half. But I don't think, given the mad run of games we've got, that either manager will be particularly disappointed with that. They can both praise their team's solidity and competitiveness, like I said. Both remain in that top 5 going into the weekend's games, which we will have a look at tonight. Let's move on. Swansea 1, Sheffield Wednesday 1. Tony Pulis in his second game for Sheffield Wednesday, going and visiting top 6 high-flying team Swansea. Swansea line up the 3 at the back there: Woodman, Cabango, Bennett, Norton. No son of Guehi returning yet. Bidwell and Roberts. The wing-backs, Grimes and Smith in the central midfield there. Fulton, look on the bench there. Palmer. Manning could eventually find his way in at wing-back. Dander at number 10. Still no Gibbs White. Lowe and Cullen up top. But look down on the bottom of the bench there. Andre Ayew returns to the bench. He's going to come on and score after getting hurt, I think, on international duty with Ghana. And if you're a Swansea fan or a fan of the channel, you'll know that Andre Ayew is very important to Swansea. He's an excellent player. Westwood in goal has been brought back in from outside in the cold by Pulis. And in game number 2, minute 13, he's going to get himself hurt and go off injured. Oh, the irony. Palmer, Lees, Bernard, Van Aken, Odebajo. Use whatever number you feel comfortable with. Back 3, back 5. Patterson, Bannon, Luongo, Reach, and Jordan Rhodes is tried up front by Mr. Pulis. He's going to get 56 minutes in this one. Let's have a look at the goals. This is a great goal, actually. Really impressed with this. It's a set play, but it's so clever and so well executed. Look on the back post, and you will see who is number 15. It is Tom Lees, and you will see Adam Reach on the back post, and I believe it is it Bennett there with Reach pass. But Tom Lees is just having a look at Adam Reach's marker because he's going to block him. And it's a very clever set play. Reach is going to make a run from the back corner of the 6-yard box to the penalty spot. The 2 players standing there, number 4 and number 5, are going to run in on the goal. Lees is going to block Reach's marker. And of course, Bannon is going to find the pass. And that puts us right there. Brilliant set play. And Bannon and Reach have their technique down. Surely that will have been worked on the training pitch by whoever does the set plays for Sheffield Wednesday. They'll be very happy with that one. Executed. Lees with the block. Reach and Bannon have their technique down. 1-0. Impressive set play goal. That one. And impressive as ever. Andre Ayew dribbles inside, outside, inside again. And curls that one. You can't quite see the ball. He's about to hit it. Ayew in that pitch. He's going to curl it round Wildsmith, who's now in goal for Sheffield Wednesday, and equalise for 1-1. Bit of fun and games here. Whistle has already gone. Big pile up in the box and a scramble. And that looks like Casey Palmer with an overhead kick. And is it Odebajo throwing his head in there? I think the whistle's already gone. The ball ends up in the net. The goal is not allowed. There are the stats for this one. 63-37 in the possession. Cooper versus Pulis. Pulis won't care one hoot about that. He might care about the shot count. However, we'll boil it down to shots on target, 4-2, and shots inside box, 2 to Wednesday and 5, and no big chances. So if I'm Tony Pulis, a set play has worked lovely. Haven't conceded any big chances away at Swansea, who are one of the better sides of the division. And you've gone away and got a point. I think you'd be fairly happy, wouldn't you? You're Swansea, well, big picture, you're happy. 4 points from the last 2 games. Was it Rotherham they beat at the weekend? The games come so thick and fast, I can't remember. That Swansea defence is very good there. Look, only 8 goals conceded, only Borough better than that. Things ticking on nicely. 8 points in the last 5. You'd rather that was 9 or 10, wouldn't you? But ho-hum. And they stay in that top 4. Keep up the grind. Only 2 defeats. I suspect on specifics, maybe cause for Swans fans to be unhappy. But big picture, I think Swansea fans will be happy with where they're at. And Sheffield Wednesday now start the grind under Pulis. Couldn't get anything at Preston. Remember, the mitigating factor was the red card for Josh Windass in that one. So I think away they go, and an away point there at Swansea is good. So big picture, Swansea fans will probably be happy, but specific on this game, maybe. Sheffield Wednesday, big picture, they'll be unhappy. They're down at the bottom, but in this game, they'll probably be happy. It's the opposite way round, and they will, however, be aware of the 5-point gap between them and safety. However, if you mitigate in the 6-point deduction, Sheffield Wednesday would be in 19th, and they just need to get that moving across the next 10, 15 games, even past Christmas. Swansea 1, Sheffield Wednesday 1. And also a 1-1 was Millwall versus Reading. The narrative in this one is that Reading, on a horrible run, 4 straight defeats, going from top of the league to 6th position in just that one game week. Maybe that's chickens coming home to roost in the 4 games, but it was a hell of a drop on Saturday, wasn't it? Millwall sitting just outside the playoff positions. Doesn't feel that they've got into consistent mode yet. We'll talk about that when we've covered the action in the game. The first thing you'll notice from Millwall is Troy Parrott starts up front. We've been wondering, is it going to be Smith, Bodvarsson, Bradshaw, Zohore, or indeed Troy Parrott? He gets a go now, highly rated. I wonder, will they go with the Tottenham loanee now for a few games? Only going to last 63 in this one, but a first start, I'm pretty sure about that, for Parrott. Certainly a first start since his latest injury issues. Białkowski in goal, Leonard Hutchinson, Cooper, Wallace, Williams, Woods, Malone, Thompson, Jed Wallace. I'm not sure that shape's probably correct, is it? That looks like it might have been 3 at the back with Malone and Leonard as wing-backs. Let me know if you're a Millwall fan and you watch this one. SofaScore, have been wrong before, put it that way. Reading, stable, steady team selection under Paunovic. The back 5, only change in there is Holmes for Estevez. Estevez had a bit of a hard time in the second half. He's only young. He'll need to be dripped in and out. I think he's a good player, though. Laurent and Rinomota, that doesn't change. Maite into the starting lineup with Semedo and Ejaria. Lucas Xiao up top, having a very good season. What a goal! What a goal by Jed Wallace. Look at this. Free kick. Well, 18 yards. And then what is the D? Coming up for 25 yards there. Right footed. Look where he puts it, for goodness sake. Spot the ball right in the top corner. I know Raphael had some criticism from me in the past couple of games. Not there. You ain't saving that one. Brilliant goal by Jed Wallace, continuing his status as a chief attacking player for Millwall. What a pass this is. Michael Elise comes on at half-time. That is a first-time ball with the left foot. He's going to ping that over the top of the back four. Look at Lucas João. And he plays him right in behind Białkowski. He gets caught. It's going to go through his legs. Always a tricky one for goalkeepers, isn't it? Could João be going for his near post or try and put it high to the near post, that kind of upward shot? Białkowski's position means he can't really go across him, but obviously in spreading himself, he does have to leave a gap there. And if João means it, it's a good finish, and Białkowski couldn't stop that one. And João continues his excellent form. A couple of other chances in this one. That's Ben Thompson arriving. I think Matt Smith's nodded it down. He'll think he should have scored. That one, Jed Wallace sliding in there from the cross. Blurry there, I think, is Bodvarsson. If that's on his right foot, can he shape it into the corner? It's on his left foot and he can't. And Lucas João, look at the top of the picture there, blurry. But look at the ball. He's put that across Bart, who looks beaten. And it just, whether or not the keeper did enough to narrow the angle, but that much missing the far post, unlucky for João. So both sides will have thought they would have been able to get the win. The numbers kind of play a bit in Millwall's favour, but we know in that streak of 7 wins and a draw at the start of the season for Reading don't care about the numbers. They've been ruthless with their finishing, particularly Lucas João and Maite. And João looked at it again in this game. But 51% possession, 13 shots for Millwall to 7 and 8 to 3 on target, 5 corners to 0, 2 big chances to 1 and 2 big chances missed. And I'll say those words again, big chance missed. Millwall on the numbers will feel they should have won this game. Reading will be very, very pleased to stop the losing run. Millwall away is always a tricky one and they get a point. So Reading are still in the top 6. And look, if I didn't tell you they'd lost 4 on the trot and you totted up the numbers and 7 wins, 2 draws, 4 defeats, you'd say they well and truly deserve to be in the top 6 on that form over these first 13 games. However, we're all watching the downward trend and wondering where the downward trend stops. Does it stop here and they stabilise in the top 6? Or does it continue and they stabilise lower? 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th? Who knows? Watch and find out, ladies and gentlemen. Millwall, they haven't clicked yet, have they? They really haven't. And you can see, obviously, there 2 defeats in 13. That's really good. Great. 4 wins in 13 is the problem. 7 draws already is a league high. We know Rowett loves a draw. We know he's pragmatic. He can be hard to beat. They need wins. They need a goal scorer, don't they? They are a goal scorer away from being a playoff team at the moment, aren't they? And from clicking, I think. And again, reel them off. It looks like Wallace, Bennett, Thompson, whoever. That's all fine. Wing-backs fine. Centre-backs fine. Central midfielder fine. Goalkeeper fine. But who's going to score the goals in this system? Smith, Bradshaw, Bodvarsson, Zahor, Parrott. Or does he have to change the system? And would 2 forwards be more likely to get the goals? And would putting 2 forwards in make them less hard to beat, which they are at the moment? I don't know. But they're just off being a playoff team at the moment, aren't they, Millwall? And they sit in 10th position, 4 points off the playoffs. So they're going to want to remedy that. Only 12 goals in 13 games as well. You're looking lower down in the table to see teams scoring fewer. Borough 3, Derby 0. Oof, it must be hard work being a Derby fan at the moment. So where we are with Derby at the moment, we're waiting for the takeover for Davencio to get that done and take over from Mel Morris. Steve McLaren has been brought in as a technical director in a temporary capacity unless Davencio want to keep him there. Wayne Rooney and Liam Rossignol are doing the job. John Terry's odds have come right in this morning. It's a mess. It's a muddle. We mentioned scoring no goals. I think Derby, we'll look at the tables in a minute, scored 6 goals and, 3-0 in this game. It looks like the confidence is shot. It looks like they are a losing team. I have maintained that the way that Derby would be relegated, and I don't think they will be relegated at this point, is if they don't get the takeover and the hire of the next manager right. I think if that's a competent process to take over and not chaotic, and they get the next hire right, I think they'll be okay. But at the moment, they're on course for relegation, aren't they? And there's that in the background, the change that needs to be done that could lift them up the table. However, you don't want to go away to Borough managed by Neil Warnock when you're bottom of the league not scoring any goals. They will punish you. And indeed they did. Bettinelli in goal for Borough. Jake Steele, Fry, McNair doing a great job at centre-half, isn't he, for Borough. Buller, Seville, Howson. Duncan Watmore is an interesting one. If there's Borough fans watching, I know he was so highly rated at Sunderland, wasn't he? And now I wonder if he's going to be another one that Warnock can shine up a bit and get the best out of him. Roberts as well on loan, and Tavernier with Assombalonga starting up front in this one. He's doing an excellent job, Warnock, isn't he? For Derby, well, they're going with the 4-2-3-1 again. Marshall in goal. Byrne, Wisdom, Clark, Buchanan. And this is where confidence comes in. Nothing wrong with that back five, is there? Absolutely not. Bird and Rooney I really liked last season as a double pivot. Lawrence, Knight, Josviak, Waghorn. It's full of perfectly decent championship players, but it's just a mad, awful moment that they're in, and they just need someone to come in and sort it out, don't they? And some hope, a win, some goals from somewhere. You can see in terms of the goals, Waghorn's going to go off at half-time. I'm a big fan of Waghorn from his days at Ipswich. Again, is he suffering with confidence like this entire Derby squad seems to be at the moment? Jack Stretton, who we've heard a lot about, comes in on the bench. Louis Sibley. They're trying everything now, and it isn't working. There's Britt Assombalonga with the open. I think Saville heads it. Cressey's just ahead of Matt Clark there and bundles it in. He's done that for a lot of years, Assombalonga. Give him those openings and he will. He will get you goals in the Championship. I wanted to just put this in there at 1-0. That is Louis Sibley. We're talking about confidence. And he's going to hit that left foot shot wide of the post. And I know it's a cod theory, but the Louis Sibley that burst onto the scene and scored that hat-trick against Millwall, scored in the next game as well. He scored in the first game, didn't he, before lockdown, and then a hat-trick in the game after lockdown. Does that Louis Sibley score this goal? And does the Louis Sibley playing in a rock-bottom Derby team miss that one? And then, of course, own goal. Matt Clark stretching out there, deflects off him into the goal. And if you're a Derby player or a Derby fan, you're just going, nothing is going for us at the moment, is it? 2-0. And then nice goal for the third one. Johnson coming in off the right. Closed down, uses the player as the screen, curls that nicely left-footed into the corner. And Derby fans, you've seen these stats before. Philip Koku attempted in his tenure to build up a team that played with possession. And in the main, didn't really work, did it? And although Lampard's team were open, the absence then of Tamori, Wilson and Mount et al. And the absence of a striker just makes this a toothless, slow, possession-based team with no threat. Sadly, one big chance, Warnock and Borough forced themselves 3 big chances, 2 shots on target for your 63% possession, 5 shots on target for your 37% possession. We all knew the tale of the tape when we saw this one was 3-0, didn't we? And there you go, Borough in 7th on 21, doing a really, really nice job. Warnock is going to have to be at the peak of his powers to get them into the playoffs this season. Of course, he can do it. He's shown us before that he can do it. Just the 3 year one parachute teams, Watford, Norwich, Bournemouth, and then your chasers, Bristol City and Swansea in a good moment. And Reading, what are they going to do? Then you'd have Stoke, Borough, Brentford, who are going to trump it. There's a lot of competition. There always is. Can Warnock do it? We'll find out. Doing a good job at the moment. And Derby, God, you feel for them, don't you? 1 win in 13. That one was a late one at Norwich after Pookie fell over taking a penalty and Rooney bangs a free kick in the top corner. But 4 straight defeats now. I'll repeat myself. They need to get the takeover done in a non-chaotic way. and they need to get the hire of the next manager correct. Maybe Rooney and Rascal will be good managers in the future in their careers, but does this need a more experienced head now to just come in and say, right, Bosch, forget what's gone on. Someone who's not attached to that. And Steve McLaren isn't. Maybe he could just take it temporarily until the new manager's hired. But Rooney and Rascal, you just wonder whether it's the wrong time. And a very, very no-win situation for those guys. Borough 3, Derby 0. Coventry 1, Cardiff 0. Big result for Coventry, this one. I predicted in my video looking over at the fixtures going up to Christmas, my Where Will Everyone Be at Christmas video, Coventry might pick up, and they got 4 points from the first 2 games. So there's some evidence that that is possibly happening. Could have lost to Birmingham in the last game, we know, but they get the win here. Another goalkeeper injured there, or substituted there. I can see Marosi Wilson coming in. 90th minute. We'll see what's up there. McCallum, Hine, McFadze and Darbo. They've switched to a back 4 most recently. Hamer and Kelly in front of them. Giles, Shipley, Sheaf. Again, not sure on the shape there because I know Giles has played wing back, but Coventry fans let me know. Tyler Walker up top. So they're trying a few different things out. It works. Today they get the win. Harris there lining up Smithies, Bakuna, Morrison, Nelson, Bennett. Wilson, Pack, Rules, Hoylett, Murphy and Moore. Not sure of the shape there if you're Cardiff fan watching. Let me know. Was it front 2? Was Murphy playing off? Was it actually a 4-2-3-1 with Murphy as a 10 and Hoylett and Wilson franking him? I don't know. Didn't work. 0 points from this one. Cardiff had a goal disallowed. There is no slow motion replay on the clips I saw of this one, so I paused and wound back a few times. Didn't entirely see what was wrong with it. I think it goes in off a Coventry player. I think Sean Morrison is penalised maybe for a pull. Let me know what you think the call was on that one. And here is Tyler Walker's goal. This is an absolute mess of a goal from a Cardiff point of view. Sean Morrison has played that into Joe Rules, who is going to play. You can see the Coventry players behind him already pressing, but there's no one anywhere near him, frankly. He's going to play a rubbish ball back, which I think is for Smithies in goal, because surely you can't play it to Morrison for there. Completely underhits it, so that's mistake number 1. But then Morrison is flat-footed and completely misreads what's going on here. He's expecting to stay static, hold off Tyler Walker while Smithies comes out and clears. No, Smithies sets himself for a one-on-one. Morrison stands still. Walker just runs past him. Oh dear. And Tyler Walker then goes and dinks it over the keeper. Joe Rules and Sean Morrison and Alex Smithies are all good championship players. And it's just a complete mess there. I do like Tyler Walker's finishing. Scored a lovely goal at Watford, didn't he, for Coventry? Nice little dink over the goalkeeper. And they take the big chance. And they take it to the bank and get the win in this one. 1-0 to Coventry. Let's look at the numbers. 11 shots to 8 for Cov. 5 to 3 on target. 1 big chance to 0. So, for a team with Kiefer Moore, Josh Murphy, Junior Hoylett, Harry Wilson on the pitch, no big chances created. And also, we know on set plays, they've been very good with Kiefer Moore and Sean Morrison. Excellent in those situations. No big chances created. So if we look at the table, from a Cardiff point of view, that's not good enough. I've said this for a couple of weeks now. I like Neil Harris. I really like the Millwall 17-18 team with Gregory and Morrison and Jed Wallace and maybe O'Brien or Ferguson and Saville and Williams and Jake Cooper can run through. That's an excellent team. Played a high-intensity 4-4-2. Nothing high-intensity about that. 0 big chances created, is there? And they're well off it, aren't they, at the moment? 9 points off the playoffs and 18th. I wonder at what point Harris becomes in bother with Vincent Tan and Mehmet Dalman there, because that won't do for a Year 2 parachute team, will it? Let me know what you think in the comments. Coventry, I said I expected to pick up 4 points from the first 2 games since we've been back after international break. 3 points gap between them and the bottom 3, with Sheffield Wednesday now presumably mobilising under Pulis, with Wycombe as competitive as they've been, 8 points from the last 5 for Wycombe, with Derby presumably going to install a new boss, and Forest mobilising under Houghton. That's the worry. And that's been my worry for the 3 promoted teams for a while now. For Rotherham, Coventry, I know we're talking about at the moment, Wycombe below them. Who are you finishing above to get out of that bottom 3 is my question. And that's the worry. But Coventry, signs of improvement there. 4 points from those last 2 games. Here is our summary. There are your results. Luton 1, Birmingham 1. QPR 3, Rotherham 2. Stoke 2, Norwich 3. Wycombe 0, Huddersfield 0. Preston 0, Blackburn 3. Barnsley 0, Brentford 1. Bournemouth 2, Forest 0. Millwall 1, Reading 1. Borough 3, Derby 0. Coventry 1, Cardiff 0. Swansea 1, Sheffield Wednesday 1. Bristol City 0, Watford 0. So, Norwich and Bournemouth trucking on at the top of the table, doing great, both of them. Norwich with some injury issues. Yes, they have parachute money in a Premier League squad, but it's going to be interesting to see which team they get out, especially now Tim Krul, see how important he was to the Canaries against Coventry at the weekend. Bristol City staying in there with that draw. Swansea as well, and Watford, all 3 of them drawing. In fact, 4 of them drawing there. Reading. So the playoff teams currently all drew, and the automatic teams currently both won. Then you have Borough pushing on. Stoke with defeat against Norwich in 8th. Brentford with a victory, mobilising in behind the playoffs. Millwall, Luton drawing. Blackburn now into the top half. I'm so interested in Blackburn because I expect good things, particularly from that front 3. Can they put a run together? Now, haven't done so just yet. QPR are in good form. I think they got 10 points from 5, in fact. Barnsley just dropping off with that defeat. Preston defeated as well. Huddersfield and Birmingham both drew. Cardiff defeat. Rotherham defeat. Forest defeat. So Coventry, very good game week for them, and a good week generally. Everyone else losing and them getting the win in. Wycombe, Sheffield Wednesday draw. Derby lose yet again. Get your thoughts in via the comments on any of that. That is our championship review, part 2 for round 13. And with the schedule being what it is, we'll be back tonight. I think I'll put it up about 7 p.m. as a premiere. We'll be back with the preview for the next game week. It never ends. It's 12:40 now. I'll get this up, go and get some lunch sorted, and then it'll be straight back into the next round. And that is how it has been and will be right the way through. Crazy mental season. Thank you again to Russ, a fan and now a friend despite Ben's terrible taste in football teams. Thank you for his fan sponsorship. I know it's going to say it in the advert, but my tax bill is in. I lost my job due to COVID. The government grant, I can get in line on November the 30th. But if you do want to support the channel, please, the merchandise store, the Patreon, you can do so for as little as $3 per month, whatever that equates to. You can do a super chat. You can buy some merch. Please help support. I'm loving this. I'm doing it every day. We are growing. We are growing. It just depends at what point we are when I run out of money in terms of grants and things as to how I can continue this. I really, really want to, but I need your support. Thank you. A plea there from me. Join me again tonight, 7 p.m. I think we'll put it up for the preview show. I'm going to be on Cod's Vlogs. He's an excellent Fleetwood vlogger on his League One show tonight, talking a bit of Ipswich. And then we will go into Friday. I still need to do the Fantasy League video, for goodness sake. I've done the Patreon video today. What else have we got going on? We will have the Dearly Departed preview tomorrow, and we will be doing Brentford QPR tomorrow night. On Saturday, we'll be here for the Super Stream at 3. No midday watch along because I'm doing a Dearly Departed show at 8 p.m. that night. And then we will be doing Swansea versus Forest versus Swansea as a watch along, which means this weekend the review show, which has been at 10 a.m. on a Sunday, will be live in the evening about 7 p.m. That's what's going on. And then we'll be into another 3-game week, for goodness sake. There we go. Keep in touch. Check out all the other videos. Neil Warnock's song, Jose Mourinho's song, a tribute to the late now Diego Maradona, who sadly passed yesterday, one of the world's greatest ever players. Loads of stuff on the channel. Make sure you're subscribed and you're watching all of the content that we are putting up here. And with all that being said, it is over and out. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button to see more videos from this channel. Hit the subscribe button and to be notified every time we upload. Ring the bell for those notifications to come through on your device. If you really want to support the channel and me as a content creator, I will be eternally grateful if you head over to the merch store and grab something, or support over on Patreon, patreon.com/Benjamin Bloom. Thank you for your time. Go and watch another video.